Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Sunday to the Facebook community. My name is Dionne C. Mosanto, and hello, my beautiful Zoom family. I see Rachel, wherever you are coming in, Aquaba, welcome. Blessings of this Sunday would be Happy Mother's Day greetings. And if you so choose, I have brought a picture of my mother and my grandmother next to me that are sitting with me. So if you want to grab some remembrance of your mom, if she is with us or if she is not with us, please feel free to do so. Not required, but since that is not the topic, I want to bring their energy in. So while you're coming on, I see Aquia Doreen, Abimbola, Marie. I'm saying good morning, welcome, grand rising, blessings of the day. And I'm going to hide my face for a moment so you can look at mommy and grandma. There's mommy and grandma there. So please feel free to bring your loved ones on. And if you want to grab a book or pen or paper or have notes up on your phone, all of that will be great. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey. Where my people? I don't hear y'all saying good morning.
Good morning, Dionne. How you doing this morning?
Good.
Beloved, happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. Blessings. I was getting concerned. I said, where my people at? Am I by myself? So grab what you need.
Peace and blessings.
Where's the pictures of mommy and grandma? We don't see them.
Good morning. Good morning.
There.
We don't see pictures of your family.
No. Good morning.
Your opening slide, beloved. We see your opening slide.
Oh, okay. When it's back to me, I'll show it.
Okay.
I just want to say Happy Mother's Day, Wu Nation, and you're appreciated.
Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Stay woke. Stay woke. Stay woke. It's time to get up. Stay woke. Stay woke. Stay woke. It's time to get up. We're healing, we're dealing, we're growing. Together, together, releasing. We're teaching, we're moving. Together, together, we're learning, discerning. We're striving. Together, together, we're leading, connecting, transforming. Together, together.
All right, family, we have a little bit of a technological glitch with Dionne, but we will fix it shortly. So be patient with us. John Carl, anything you want to say to the community while we wait on our sister to return to the space?
Oh, I was on mute. Sure. Good morning, everyone. Today, Dionne is going to be speaking to us about her journey. And I want to say Happy Mother's Day to everyone out there, all the ladies, all the women, all the mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day to you. wishing you a blessed and beautiful Mother's Day on this wonderful Sunday. And yeah, just waiting here for Dionne to come back. You guys can get comfortable. Yes, Nigel?
Yeah, so while we wait for Dionne to come back in the spirit of Mother's Day, why don't we ask the community to drop the names of their mothers in the chat? We can bring those energies into the space with us while we wait for our sister Dionne to return. Let's do that, and maybe we can call on those names and call them into the space. Is that okay?
That's a beautiful suggestion. Beautiful suggestion. And Nigel, why don't you do the honors of I'll do it. We'll read some of the names in the chat. And starting from the top, we have Mozelle Jackson. And I hope I got that pronunciation right. Georgine Burke. Good morning, Kaisha. Nigel says, I am the daughter of Marcia Mae Wilson Lindsay, granddaughter of Maddie Love, Webb May, and Gladys Wilson. And I think I said that last name wrong. Glades Wilson? Nigel, could you pronounce that for me, please?
You said it right. It's Gladys Wilson. Yes, thank you.
Okay, it's Gladys.
While Dionne is re-entering the space, I want to also call on some other names that were dropped in the chat. So Jill Denise is Shawnee Benton Gibson's mom, and Joyce Benson is her grandmother. And then we had two other names, Geraldine Bowles. I hope that I said that correctly, Zahura. And then John Carl, you dropped in Bernice Henry. So welcome to the mothers of our participants, our guests to the space. And family, if you'd like to, drop the names of your mothers, grandmothers, great-grandmothers in this space while we get ready to receive Dionne. You are welcome to do so. And there she is. Dionne, unmute yourself and tell us the name of your mother, please.
Thank you. Thank you for your patience, family. So there's a little glare on the picture, but that is my mother, Agnes Joycelyn Mosanto, and my grandmother, Bianca Almeida Jackson Mosanto. Yeah, that's my favorite picture. And when I came on earlier, I said, please, if you have something that makes you happy, there. All right. Did we see them? Mommy and Grandma? Bianca and Agnes. Somebody say something so I know you can hear me and my computer didn't start going crazy again.
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
My computer was not happy with me this morning, apparently. So welcome, welcome, welcome Facebook, welcome Zoom family. I am blessed and highly favored, and blessings. I am happy to see all the names in the chat and the voices that are here. So today I am welcoming you so we can talk about my story and build your story together. How I lost 70 pounds and changed my life. And what was important for me today in sharing was to have my family with me, because it is the greetings of the day, our Mother's Day. So I think I'm going to ask the handsome Jean-Carl to pull my slides up. And if you don't have it already, Facebook and Zoom family, grab a pen and paper. So if you're ready to take notes, you have what you need to refer to. Thank you. So again, my name is Dionne. and I am the founder and chief joy connector of Joyous Ocean being my business name, my LLC. And then moving on, one of the things that was really important in embracing my life and who I am and the various stages of my life is to acknowledge the ups and the downs. And so for me on this journey, for the title, because some of you may have come because of the title, some of you may have come because you know me. So how I lost 70 pounds. In this picture, you'll see various stages of me, my headshot in corporate America with the pearls on, and then the picture of me in Zimbabwe, really in pain in my body, having lots of health issues in 2010. And the crucial point happened for me at a doctor's visit. And I will say all to you, as we were clearing beforehand, we all need to have our physicals. And I walked into Dr. Kakai's office. You can pop some love in the chat if you remember him, Dr. Kamau Kakai from Brooklyn. Now he hails here in Brooklyn as well as California. So I go into the office and I see Abena, and Abena is the person that is sister from Ghana, and she would do the vitals, and we chat and take weight and just how's her family, what's going on. And she's doing my vitals and she does the blood pressure, the numbers were good. And then she goes in there and she has me get on the scale, and I got on the scale and she said I was 204 pounds, and my brain went, what? When did that happen? I'm 5 feet tall. I'm what? And I don't know what she said after that, but there was this whole conversation in my head. I'm in my head going, when did that happen? Did she really say that? You didn't weigh that much when you were pregnant. I don't understand how you got to that point. Do you look like you're pregnant? Like and there's everything around me is just like, womp, 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 womp. Then all of a sudden I'm in the office with Dr. Kakai. We have the physical, we're chatting. I don't know what was said. What I remember was that I left and I walk out of the building. Now, if you remember when his office was on 42nd Street, there was a building off of Grand Central. It was a really tall building. So I come out of the building, it's New York, it's rush hour. And I come out of the building and I fell against the building and I started crying. In my head, somehow I had failed myself. I'm like, I'm a dancer and I do yoga. Like, how did this happen? You've heard I'm sure some of you have said this before. How did I let myself go? How did I let this happen? And I was so deep in my feelings. I'm leaning against the wall crying, and it's rush hour and people are going by, they got to catch their train. It's time to get where they're going. It's New York. And as I'm crying, I felt a tap on my shoulder, just a little touch. And I opened my eyes and a woman handed me a tissue. And instead of being grateful for that, I thought to myself, what a failure. Yes, I see it in the chat. How did I get here? And in my head, it was like, I'm in New York and strangers are offering me tissues. I'm a mess. And it was that moment, that was my bottom, where I felt like this has to change. I don't know what happened, but I'm going to figure it out and make it unhappen. Some of you that have heard me talk about my grief toolkit, I had sunglasses. I put my sunglasses on, used my tissue to get rid of the snot-nosed ugly cry, and carried myself on my journey home. So that was the big difference for me. It was in that moment. And I don't know how many of you can echo that there's something that happened in your life when you make a decision. Whether you're on Facebook or here with me on Zoom, I would love for you to type in the chat and echo if you've ever had a moment in your life where you realized, oh, that has to change. So on my next slide, in that same year was the birth of my business, Joyous Ocean, because I needed to figure out how I can make clarity in my life and bring joy, because I realized I was eating because I wasn't happy. I was feeling a void of things that were happening in my life. And instead of finding and creating pleasure within myself, I was doing it from something external. I was feeding the hole and the void in my life by consuming comfort foods in massive quantities at ridiculous hours. My story. So, and then making it a call to action, letting people know they should live life in joy. My clients are the ones that created the business in terms of asking me to speak when they saw me losing weight. It was like, what did you do? How did you do that? All of you were there with me in creating this book, 101 Ways to Live Life in Joy. And there will be a journal for you. And it's one of our giveaways, and I'll speak about that a little later. And so a part of the business is words, speaking, training, leading meditations, the book, and a journal. And then also we have the next part, which is really important that I hope all of you have in your life. On the next slide is movement. So movement for me is yoga, dance, and walking. So my walking is a walking meditation. So a part of that and changing my life, the words, because speaking your truth instead of getting it out, instead of stuffing it in, feeding it was pushing it down. Movement releases and expresses. Words release and express. And then the next one, things. What are things that I create that give me good energy? And it's something I generally clear the air with, and that I started doing, and my students liked it. So my students, yoga students, were like, what does that smell? You always smell really good. What is that? You know, I was like, oh, it's Florida water. That doesn't smell like Florida water. That's not the Florida water I get in the store. I was like, well, I put other stuff in there. No, we want that Florida water. So then started creating that. And then from that, so when are you going to write a book? You have these stories, and what is it that you have? I was like, okay, we're going to create that. And I have created that. I say we, because I feel like you are a part of my village and my community that helped me create this. And then moving on. So I'm going to pull this down and just speak to you for a bit, and then we'll come back to these testimonials. Now I can see your beautiful faces again. What's really special about making a decision, and I saw from the chat, somebody had made that. So before I move on, I want to hear from someone either on Facebook or on Zoom. What was the thing that happened in your life, that the trigger that had you make a decision to change something in your life? Because I saw people type in the chat. So who would want to share and come up? Let me hear your voice. I'm gonna call on somebody. I'm gonna ask somebody to tell me who in the chat was talking.
Jacqueline raised her hand.
Oh, great. Jacqueline, please.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm blessed and highly favored on this Mother's Day.
Woo, girl, so many things have happened. I've made that decision on several occasions to move forward with my life and make changes. But most recently, and this is something that most people don't know about me, is, as a teacher, I had to do certain things. But once I retired, I completely lost that structure. And so I started smoking marijuana like regularly. And it got to the point where I was like looking at myself in the mirror and going, you must be an addict because you're doing this every day. And this makes no sense. So I decided that, this is it. I have to just stop because it's killing my motivation. It's covering up all of the stuff that I don't want to deal with. And that's not cool. It's different if you're a recreational smoker and it just calms you or whatever the case is. But if you're doing it to cover up all of the emotions or cover up, what's not happening in your relationships or whatever, it's a motivation killer for me. So I decided that was it. I jumped into the Landmark program and I just started doing the work that I needed to do. And that's what I'm doing. But I did put on some weight, but now I got to take that off. So I'm here listening for more ideas on what I can jump into next to get that part of my life back on track. And thank you.
Ashe, thank you so much for sharing that, Jacqueline. Thank you for your vulnerability, and that is something that's so important that you stated, that whatever it is you're choosing, my addiction was food. And I should say is food. I manage it well. I am still an addict, but I manage it well. And there's generally a thing that we give our power to. I gave my power through different life situations, right? This was a choice that I made. Life hit the fan and I hit the refrigerator. So for Jacqueline, she hit something else. And at that point in time when you realize, okay, this is running my life. This is not who I want to show up and how I want to show up in the world. And let me be clear, I do not feel that everybody needs to lose weight. So if that's what you believe, Jacqueline, and anyone else, it was something for me of not feeling like myself in my body. So not living in my truth and not being happy when I looked in the mirror. I am fascinated with mirror work and holding up a reflection to myself and what I'm doing in the world and how my brothers and my sisters see me as my reflection. And when negativity is showing up, what is that being magnified from me? Where is that coming from? What did I put out to get that back?
Yes, I got that, Dionne. I just wanted to add that the reason I said that was because putting on the weight that I put on is from late night snacking and doing stuff like that, which is just another, replacement. And I'm starting to have physical issues because of it. Like my knees are jacked up. So
Yes.
it's time to get back to where I was before. So I do have to do the detox as Sweetness put in the chat. Again, I've done it several times, but I got to do it again. And this time I have to stick to my diet. I think getting my kitchen done and everything and not having access to my stuff created the issue because I had to buy food outside.
And it is never too late. So thank you for even saying so vulnerably, doing it again, because it is never too late. I have definitely had an entire life of yo-yo dieting. I don't know if remember everything. Anybody show of hands and faces, like who remembers cottage cheese and don't have carbs and don't eat this and Atkins, and now the current craze is keto or intermittent fasting. My Right Size Your Body, Right Size Your Life program really comes from within. And I'm going to ask, so we're going to look at this, wait, before we pull up the slides again, and I'm going to go through what the 7-step process is, but I'm going to talk to you about it. We have to see ourselves. What Jacqueline said that was really crucial in her speaking is that she saw that she was changing. She saw in her reflection of herself that she lost her motivation. She saw that she was doing something every day and she didn't like the changes that were happening in her life. She didn't like the changes that were happening in your body. So for a moment, and then I'll ask you to share, type in the chat on Facebook or on Zoom, what is something that you're clear on in your life that you're not happy with, that you want to change? You don't have to write a laundry list. I have a list, but pick a thing that you feel is impacting you. Because for me, it was what I was eating and why I was eating. So it's, I may come back again and talking about this because something I always say to myself and my clients, it's not what you're eating, it's what's eating you. It's something that's gnawing and eating at you. So for me, I lost a daughter to suicide and there were various traumas in her life. And in dealing with the traumas and feeling like a failure, I was eating my pain. And it did have health issues for me. So who wants to share something about that thing, whatever it is that you want to change and what you're doing? I'm going to sip my water because I know somebody wants to share. Hopefully y'all have water next to you too. I have my coffee too, but I'm doing water first. All right. Jennifer, you typed in there healthy eating. And Imani, okay. Well, I'm going to bring
Dionne,
up, go ahead.
Yeah, let me read some of what was dropped in the chat. And if no one volunteers, maybe we can volunteer somebody. So Zakia says self-sabotage. Jacqueline says my relationship. Jennifer says definitely health and eating. Linda also said self-sabotage. Imani says negative self-concepts, major parenting failure. So is there anyone, whether you've dropped something in the chat or not, that wants to talk about something that you're not happy with, that you want to change? And while we wait on that person,
I want to ask, oh, go ahead, Nija. And Imani, if you're willing, I would love to talk to you and reframe the major parenting failure, because I know I can connect with that personally. Go ahead, Nija.
I'll share that one thing that I want to change. It's my lack of motion. I work from home, and so I come downstairs, go to work, and there are a lot of days where I don't leave my house and I don't move my body. So Imani says she's willing. One sec.
Okay.
So we'll give her a second.
Right, but
Is there
Nija,
anyone?
thank you for sharing. No, for you, thank you for sharing that in terms of movement, because every time, someone in the community says something, we know it's not just you. So Nija, that was same thing for me. Bedrooms are upstairs, office is downstairs, yoga room. Movement has to be something that's scheduled in the same way you would plan a meetings and going for a walk. And if you can plan, and you working from home, planning 30 minutes, something I work with, again, with the clients, is that if for your mental health, May is also Mental Health Awareness Month. For your mental health, there's a certain amount of physical movement that you need. And the recommendation is 150 minutes per week. And you can break that down into 5 30-minute slots. I'm a big fan of Girl Trek movement. And mine, if I cannot do yoga or go dance or have a dance party in my house, I will make sure, even when I came on this morning, I have music blasting, as I do, to have my own personal dance party, to motivate myself before we come together. Have your personal dance party and look at how can you fit 5 30-minute slots in there of walking. Literally, there'll be a day, I'm in meetings all day, it could be 8 o'clock at night. I will literally come down and grab my phone and then press and be like, okay, I am going to go out. I walk out my door, set the timer for 15 minutes. When the buzzer goes off, I turn around and come back. So I know I at least went for a walk for 30 minutes that day. Is that something that you could manage, Nija?
Yes, thank you for that reminder.
Yeah. And we have to remind each other. And I actually put it in my calendar. So I have a standing 45-minute on my calendar that says yoga, but it's really movement. Sometimes it's yoga, sometimes it's dancing, sometimes it's walking. But thank you for that share, Nija. And I think, Imani, are you ready?
Thanks for calling me, Dionne.
Thank you for being willing to share. I definitely appreciate, respect, and mirror having, various negative self-concepts. And I could list a few major parenting failures. So what do you feel comfortable sharing so we can work through it together?
Not comfortable in the actual share.
Okay.
But well, some of my children are young adults. Actually, one of my sons turns 20 today.
Oh, happy birthday day to you.
Thank you. So they're young men. And I realize where I was asleep when they were younger.
Yeah.
And there's certain lessons that I didn't impart. And they face some challenges based off of skills that I feel like, I didn't help foster.
Imani, I thank you for sharing that. And I echo, as a mother, 2 living children and one who is transitioned, I will say to you that every mother that I know, and I'm sure on this room will echo, there are some things that they feel they could have done better. And so I want to reframe for you, even though I acknowledge there are times that I felt like I failed, that we did. And I hope you can say this to yourself, and I hope everybody that can hear me on Facebook and Zoom will write this down. I am doing the best I can, and that is enough. I'm a big fan of giving myself visual reminders. So that is literally what I have written down on a piece of paper next to me. I am doing the best I can, and that is enough. And when it comes to my parenting and the things that I felt I could have done better, when that thought comes up in my head about how I failed, I remind myself at that point in time, I was doing the best I could with the information that I had, and that was enough. And having conversation with my two young adult men. Oldest is 29, the next one will be 25. And at certain times going, I wish I had known about this when you were younger, but I didn't. So this is what I can give you now, because you, Imani, me, Dionne, we have grown as women, we have grown as parents, so we can share that with them in the vulnerability that we can't teach and raise from what we don't know. So rather than looking at it as a failure, when I am fully activated and in my higher self, and say like, it was in alignment with who I was at that time.
Okay.
So you, I am sure, without having met you, are a phenomenal mother, and they have phenomenal lessons from you, as we all have our parents. And sometimes we learn from what our parents have not done the best. I know I learned from my mother. I have her picture next to me. My mom was an avid smoker. I learned I wasn't going to smoke. So we learn both in the positive and in the negative. We learn what we don't want to do and what we will do. So I ask everyone here that, again, that can hear my voice and will hear my voice, to give yourself grace. Everybody take a really deep breath and let it go. Take another deep breath and let it go. And last one, as you take a deep breath, wrap your arms around yourself and give yourself a hug. Or if it's one arm, if you're holding your phone, just and tell yourself, I love you and I forgive you. Thank you, Imani. How do you feel?
Thank you. I feel good. I needed to give myself, like you said, grace, and also letting go of those outside thoughts flooding up, the judgment.
One at that judgment, another fabulous thing that I love doing, and this was something I got from another coach. I can't think of his name right now, but it was an author, Jack Canfield. Cancel, cancel. Outside force says something to you. It's like, oh, you're a horrible mother. Cancel, cancel. Like, I don't know what they're talking about. Cancel, cancel. You don't have to say it out loud, but at least in your mind, if your brain says to you something, if your brain is like, oh, you're so whatever negative word, like, cancel, cancel, and replace it with something positive. I'm a fabulous parent. So cancel, cancel is something I still use today. I got it in the 90s. I find it to be very empowering to help me interrupt whatever's happening in my brain and replace it with something that's of higher vibration. It was like, nope, cancel, cancel. Like that wasn't a stupid thing. That was something you did because you were tired. That was the best decision you could make on lack of sleep, functioning on caffeine. You need to get more sleep, girl. Like we're gonna get a good night's sleep and tomorrow's gonna be better. So I respect you, I love you, I honor you. Blessings to you as a mother. You are a good mother.
Thank you, Dionne.
You're welcome.
We all are.
Yes, we all are. I'm glad. Thank you so much for that vulnerable share and coming on screen, Imani. Each and every last one of us have something that we may have judged ourselves about. And it's something in seeing yourself, one of the steps to working on right-sizing your body and right-sizing your life is seeing yourself and being open and honest with yourself about all the things. But there was a lot shared, and I want to pause, Nija, to see if there's anything that you want to bring into the space, because I saw the chat popping.
Sure. So while you were talking with Imani, several people were dropping in the chat encouragement. One person says there's no playbook on parenting. Jacqueline says she wished she knew Kinyofu when she was raising her children. John Carr repeated what you said, I am doing the best I can, and that is enough. Catherine, sending light and love to all mothers. You are all presently generating love and success. Walk in your divinity. So just encouragement to mothers. I wanted to share, there was one comment from Facebook that was dropped in the chat. Elijah, I hope I'm saying that correctly. She shares, I want to change my emotions and how I let others trigger me.
That's an important one. Thank you for that, Arisha. I think I know her. I think it's Arisha.
Yes,
that's a really good one. You said yes, Shawnee?
Yes, it's her.
Oh, okay. So triggers are really important. Thank you for that, Arisha, in terms of seeing yourself. So I am going to ask Jean-Carl if you can bring the slides back up for a minute, and then we're going to have an assignment for a few minutes. So these you can skim through, but what's really important in seeing yourself and work in the world, because all of you have something similar, I'm sure, and you can see these on my website. These are different testimonials from people that I've worked with, and even on the next slide, because I really wanted to, it's more testimonials about, and this one, what I loved, the one in the center is the one that I will read briefly. Dionne helped me track and understand my eating patterns, improve the quality of what I eat, and get moving more without crazy making calorie counting or embarking on special or fad diets. Her manner is so supportive, and she's a lovely all-around human being. I lost the weight I wanted to and have kept it off. And when the pounds inch up, the holidays, I have the power to get them back down. So that is a part of you becoming aware of what you're doing. And on the next slide. Yes. This is what I want to look at. So each one of us can assess where it is. So in the 7-step process, the acronym is actually my daughter's name, Siwe-Io. You have to see yourself, getting really clear and honest with yourself about who you are and what your inner child needs and your inner child work. And some of it may be healing and acknowledging past wounds, or something that your inner child needs now and to feed. And then the wins or the wines. There are certain things we need to celebrate that you have done fabulously. What are your wins? And the wines, what is it you need to release and let go of that you're not happy with? If there's something you want to complain about, and not hold it in, to release it. And how can you embody or empower the things that come up as you see yourself and do your inner child work and acknowledge your wins? How can you embody those things? Acceptance and awareness is crucial. I talk to very many people about, Shawnee and I have had personal conversations about what it is to move into a phase of life with menopause, and accepting the changes and being aware of them. And then you. At the center of your life is you, having time for you, creating space for you, and knowing who you are. And then as you recalibrate and shift things, there's a level of omnipotent ownership. And at some point, one of my favorite stories, and I don't have this, I try not to make up words from my clients. She came in wanting to lose weight, and then realized it wasn't her body that she was not happy with, it was her life. And she was able to build a life that she enjoyed. and jigger some things. Like she was going to go to school. If you're in school, that's great. She realized she wasn't going to school because she wanted a degree. She needed letters and accolades to prove something to someone else. She needed more to prove to other people who she was. She's like, I don't really need that. Like, I'm comfortable in my skin. I want to do different things with my time and my money and get clear on that. So the process, it's not linear. So I would love for each of you to look at where do you need to work? Do you see yourself clearly? Have you acknowledged your little self? Like little Dionne, the little Dionne that runs my life is 5. And she's gonna muck things up if she doesn't get to play, because 5-year-olds play. So if I don't have downtime and playtime, then I'm gonna start eating because I'm working too hard. I'm going to not sleep enough because now I have to get some more work done, or now I need to go out and play. So what is it that's lacking in these steps? What do you want to commit to working on and have that idea in your head? Do you see yourself? Do you own where you are? Have you accepted that you're 55 and not 25 and your body might have to do different things than it did? Where are you on the spectrum? And when you're clear on what that is, you can type something in the chat or raise your hands. And I think, Jean-Carl, we may do it twice, but just so everybody can do this before we leave, if we can do like a 10-minute breakout session. And in the breakout session, you're going to be partnered with other people. And what's really important for you to share is that you'll be able to say, okay, I need to work on X, and I need to release weight, or I want to move, or I need to clear clutter. That was a big part of it. Not only did I pile things on my body, and by consuming things, I piled things in my house. So I may not have been a hoarder per se, but there was a lot of stuff here. There was a lot of clutter. And it took a lot to release those things and then move on. And you let me know when you're ready, Jean-Carl. Is everybody clear on what you're going to talk about when the 3 of you were in the room? Oh, mirror work is awesome. I saw that, Jacqueline. And when I did a workshop with all of you, like 4 ways to love the body in the mirror. And I say, like, I always even have a mirror next to me. So there's certain things when I'm speaking that are physically available, so I can see myself. In the breakout room, Imani, you won't have this. So pick one thing that all of you, pick one thing that you want to work on. One thing, and then you share that with that person so you have some level of accountability. The Woo Nation is really good for accountability. Remember, I got a whole book written because I told y'all I was going to publish it. It was written and it happened because I shared with you I was going to do that. So what that one thing is, it could be I'm going to do something for 30 minutes. I need to have a win. I haven't had a win in a while. So what's a win that you want? A win that I wanted was to actually publish. I need to move my body, Nija said. So I'm going to work on allowing my inner child to be happy by walking for a while. Or maybe I'm going to pick up a jump rope and I'm going to jump rope with my kids. I'm going to find something. See where you think you're out of balance and make a plan of one thing. Not asking you to do a list, because it's not like, oh, I got to clean my house, I got to do the laundry, I got to cut my hair, I got to da-da-da-da. One thing that you can do and share with someone what you are going to do.
Dionne, excuse me for a second. I have the rooms prepared. And as I mentioned earlier, if you find yourself in the, yes. So you can let me know when you're ready to have them open.
I'm ready. Y'all have 10 minutes to share. So I suggest this, each one of you make sure you go. So that's 10 minutes is about 2-3 minutes each person, and then we'll come back. Thank you, Jean-Claude.
Okay.
Dionne, there was a request for a reminder about what to do in the breakout room.
Everybody will pick one area in their life, whether it's releasing weight, releasing emotional eating, or looking at, oh, I don't see myself. My inner child, I don't even know who my inner child is. I don't remember being a child. Pick a thing that you need to work on, because whatever that thing is that you need to work on is impacting your physical body and is impacting your life. So we want you to unearth that thing in community with 2 other people. So each of you can share one thing.
Okay, I'll open the rooms now.
So my beautiful people on Facebook, as everybody's going into their room, I still see folks here. I will do some sharing, or if anybody, I don't know if Shawnee or Niger, if you want to share something you're working on, or I will share so Facebook can have something to model. So for me, good, you going, Shawnee?
Oh, I can share for sure. I was just going
Okay.
to also acknowledge that there's some who probably didn't click the link to go into the breakout room. But what stands out for me is what we were told, I mentioned in the pre-brief, which is how I sometimes get down as it relates to my body. Like, I know my body well. I know what works for it. I know what makes it toxic and strained. And still, and I believe it's connected to another thing I have to work on, which is overwork. When I'm feeling overworked and anxious around that, then I'll start indulging in food. I'm allergic to dairy. Sugar gets activated in my body very, very quickly. And I have an addiction to sugary stuff since I was a kid. And when I'm feeling the pressure, I'll start to indulge, and I'll go out of my way to make sure I get my fix, so to speak, like a drug addict, like, getting up late at night and just going to Walgreens because it's 24 hours. And then I immediately feel the impact of doing that. Like, I did it last night, and then I woke up this morning with my shoulder was really, really in pain, and then my hip. So yeah, so that's what I am choosing to work on. Loving on my body and making sure that it's balanced so that I can do the things that bring me joy and not just work.
Shay, I'm going to make sure I grab this book because you just said it. So when everybody comes back, I'll show it again, but I'll bring this up. Constant Craving is a book that I use quite often with clients to look up what they're craving. So this book, Constant Craving, there's a whole section similar to Louise Hay book where you can look things up and look at what it is that there's an affirmation, what it is you may be craving. So I'm looking, you said sugar, right? But is it all sugary things, or is it cookies in particular? Candy?
I go through seasons with stuff. Like last night, it was a childhood love, which is chocolate covered cherries. Yeah, and I don't know about anybody else, but I can call to my palate tastes of food. Any food that I've ever had before, I can call it in. And then that triggers even more wanting it because I can create the taste in my mouth. Yeah. Oh, and John Carl, Zahora said that she needs help in the breakout room. So anyway, yeah, so that.
I like that. Wait, because I'm going to read to you what I see for chocolate, because I'm sure this will resonate for someone that's listening later or on Facebook. Chocolate in general, it doesn't have chocolate covered strawberries. Chocolate says the probable meaning is feeling insecure, probably due to relationship problems, but the affirmation is really nice. I trust that when I act in love, I am divinely guided. I am humble and sincere in all my interactions with others. So I don't always like their probable meanings, but I love the affirmations.
Yeah. The first thing that comes up to my mind, because I engage and interact with a lot of people. Last night, I was thinking about how many people I know. It's thousands of people, and it becomes overwhelming. And then the level of communications that I can receive during the course of the day, not complaining about it, but just trying to create as much balance as I can, because I know I'm loved. But a relationship that I'm negotiating and struggling with is with my son, who's 17. And then as I go through the growth and expansion of my work and deal with more people, there's more conflict, so, and I know that Mercury's in retrograde, so I got some information the other day and I was taking it personally and I'm like, girl, calm yourself. Like this comes with the territory. Wherever there's humans, there's conflict or potential for it. And then, as they say, it's not mine, but I love it. I say it again and again, people be peopling. And that includes me. So, yeah, so that's where I'm at. And so I can see how those thoughts and unconsciously activated my desire to sweeten up what I felt was a sour space.
Got it. And I think, thank you for that share. And I would definitely say I resemble that, not with the calling in the taste, but and something that's, I will invite you to have healthy snacks in the house. So one of the things I do love chocolate. But I will buy the keto chocolate that doesn't have sugar in it, dark chocolate. So finding replacements that are safe and healthy to make sure it's like the unsweetened cacao powder. So I'll make a chocolate ice cream, right? But it's avocados, coconut milk, and some sort of honey, maple syrup, and the unsweetened cacao powder. So it's like a chocolatey pudding, ice creamy thing to have that replacement and have that taste. And it's still healthy fats from the avocado and cacao, avocado and coconut milk. I saw you nod for a minute, Naja. Did you want to say something? You don't have to.
Yeah, I'm just listening to this. I've heard of that book before, and it's on one of my books to get and read. It's interesting that what Shawnee says, she'll reach for something sweet to balance what's sour in your life. So I've heard that before. And I also crave sweets. If there's a cookie in my house, I will find my way to it. And I can't just have one, I love Girl Scout cookies. I love the Thin Mints. And I would buy dozens of boxes, put them in my freezer, and, so that you have them well beyond the time that they sell them. And I would open up one sleeve with the intention to have 3 or 4, and I would devour all of them. And I never really thought about using that to balance things that are sour or just not sweet in your life. So I think about that, and I think about it, and I'm trying to see how that relates in my life. But yeah, I could see it.
I definitely, Sean is like my spirit sister, that I definitely do the same thing. So when she said that, that resonated, because I know that's something I do or have done to call in sweetness. So I'm really good at, or have become really good at, okay, what is lacking? What do I need to do? Let me go out to play. And then she said, Shawnee, you're working too hard, creating set hours, and we can talk offline or text about this, Shawnee. Having set hours and planning the playtime has made such a big difference in my life. Having a day off, like Sundays are normally my day off, but talking to y'all, I don't consider work. But so I'm not going to have any private clients or do anything, like that. I won't plan any meetings. It is me time, family time, sit and veg out time, go for a walk, go to a yoga studio, take a dance class, but making sure there's really a time for me. So I think it's the inner child work, I think is a big part. And as you remembered, calling in those things and finding clarity in all of that. I think it's just about time to bring them back, since it's 5:02 and I can chat with them. But thank you for that, Shawnee, and thank you for that, Naja. And thank you for managing everything behind the scenes, Jean-Carl. I hope y'all are doing great out there, Facebook.
It's pretty quiet, but I'm trying to nudge them towards sharing. There's like 6 people on there.
Okay. So I would say you can bring them back, and I'll ask you when they come back to pop the just the link for the bingo board and my contact information. There, I see people coming back. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I love seeing how they just blip, 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 pop in. This is the closest to Star Trek and Star Wars, and people get pulled out of rooms and pulled back into spaces. So welcome back, beautiful people. Because it is 4 minutes to 8, I'm going to take some time here to acknowledge all of you here. So if you do need to move into the rest of your day, I just wanted to thank you for being here, acknowledge you for being here. And some beautiful person will share my contact information in the chat with you shortly. And there's something that will come up later that everyone has. But what I think is really important right now is that you give yourself a big hug and take a deep breath, because whatever you're working on, this is the time for you to do it, and you have support. You don't have to do it alone. You have a beautiful community here that can support you. There are coaches on coaches on coaches to support you. So just decide on the help you need and see where you can get it. The other link is, let me see. So before we go, so thank you all, that acknowledgement. Is there one person that wants to share from any, does anybody that want to share from any of the breakout rooms? I'm going to switch to sipping on my coffee. I drank all my water. Don't be scared. I don't bite on Sundays.
Do you want someone to share their own experience or the experience of the other person? Good morning.
That's entirely up to you. Good morning, Lovey.
Okay, this is Sister. Good morning, everyone. So I was in the room with Anna, and it came to Anna that part of her healing process for a pain that she hasn't been acknowledging or has been suppressing is to get to the cemetery. Get there, because there's some unfinished work or some unfinished healing around her daughter's death.
Thank you for that, sister. And Anna, I see you. I acknowledge you. As you know, there's more, you have more than one mother here that has lost a child. So definitely want to acknowledge you and that pain that you're feeling. And I hope you have someone that can support you in getting to the cemetery if that's what you feel you need, and acknowledging that your daughter is with you. Shawnee and I have talked about that. We know our babies work with us and through us. Woman that bought my book said to me, because my book launched on my daughter's birthday, and she said to me as she read it, she goes, I hate to tell you this, you didn't write that book. You channeled it. It came through you. And I was like, I respect that and I appreciate that, because my daughter is present. So Anna, if you want to type it in the chat, bring your daughter's name into the space. Seaway is my baby. So I say Seaway lives. Shawnee says Shamani lives. So if you don't want to say it out loud, please bring your daughter's name into the space by typing it in the chat. Because we love acknowledging those that are not with us, because they are. Love never dies. Whenever you have any doubt, I will tell you, love never dies. Okay. Well, we're sending you love, Anna, and thank you for that, sister. I see that big smile, Teresa. Did you want to say something? That beautiful smile. I see your lips moving, but I think you're still on mute.
Oh, I just really appreciate it. Love never dies. I recently have a wonderful, beautiful sister friend who lost her daughter in a car crash. A Mack truck hit her car, and she died instantly. So she's been going through a lot, and the child has an identical sister, and so I was talking to her yesterday. We were planning something for her, and I'm just going to share that. I really appreciate it. That really touched my heart. Love never dies. Yeah. So
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, I saw that. So wait, before you go, Teresa, please allow her, as you surround your sister friend in love and for that tragic loss, and help her, because the grieving process, Shawnee does a lot of work with grief, as do I, but there's something special about having an army of ancestors, and that while it is a tragic loss, that her daughter is now covering her. And, and if she is open to it and allows it, because there are times where I know in conversations, I keep calling on Shawnee because we've talked about this, where even if we want to sit back, our babies are like, oh no, you have to do this because we have work to do. Like they're moving things. They're up there moving pieces and pushing things and making stuff happen. So we may have a vision of what our life is, and now it's like our babies. I said about my daughter before she transitioned that I said, well, at one point I'm gonna wind up working for this child. And I'm like, Lord, that's sure enough did manifest that. So sending her love and light, and I'm glad she has you as a friend.
A lot of love. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And I saw you type something in from Facebook, Shawnee, so I'm gonna be quiet so you can share that.
Sure. Yeah, and I was going to just echo what you were saying about our two daughters. I was saying, oh my God, Shamani and Seaway are doing it right now by ushering in these conversations about daughters who have transitioned. And I don't want to make it so specific, but anyone who's dealing with and negotiating death, they're like, let them know that's not the end. I am so connected to the signs of life that come after death. Oh my God, so tuned into that, and it's transformed my life. So thank y'all for all the shares. And Shakima, Taiwan, Simile, I want you to pronounce it, Anna. I don't want to mess this up.
Is that Anna's baby's name?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. I didn't see her drop it in the chat.
Yeah, she did.
Oh, I see it now. Shakima, Taiwan, Samele Palmer. Okay.
Somali.
All right. Thank you. And Shakima lives. Absolutely. Thank you. There's folks that dropped that in the chat. And Jacqueline just echoes that love never dies. And then Zakiya says spirit never dies. Ashe. Then John Carl dropped in the book, your book, 101 Ways to Live Life, Enjoy. And I spell enjoy the same way. I forget how to properly spell it because I've been doing that for years. I'm like, this is not how you spell this word. But I'm like, yes, this is the way I spell it.
But that's the whole thing about us being sister, spirit sisters, because there's so much that we do
that are in common. Amen. Sister also says Shakima lives. From Facebook, Jim shared, just got in, meaning into the space. Not sure what was shared before. I do need to work on planning my schedule daily, weekly, etc., and sticking to it. And let's see, Anna, being a mother is so bittersweet. I also miss my mother. Ashe, Anna. make sure you drop her name in. You might have done it earlier because Dionne asked us to do that. From Facebook, again, unsure of what a win looks like. And this is from Arija, because I find myself easily aggravated when things are done that can be avoided. Ooh, goodness gracious. So just looking at the other drop-ins, we got Agnes Mosanto. Is my mom? Oh, that's what you put in. Yes. And my sister, my biological sister Joycey said, my Shamani lives. Yes. Mom's name is Anna Palmer. Oh gosh, we have an Anna Palmer in the space speaking about her daughter Shakina. And Jacqueline said her mama's name is Anna Palmer.
Wow. Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
Yes.
Wow, that is funny.
Well,
and our mother's name is Anna Funny.
That is beautiful. So very present. So what I want to share before when I want to do a little bit more teaching with each of you and see if there's another share from the group. But we are come divinely together today on this Sunday, on this Mother's Day, acknowledging those with mothers, those that have had given birth through the birth canal, and those that have nurtured. So I always want to be clear that even if you have not physically given birth to a child, there's an energy of birthing that we have all created by giving birth to a thing, giving birth to maybe not a human, but loving and creating something with someone. And if you need support in healing something in your life, there is support. I always want to create ways and things that are accessible. So something, and thank you, Jean Carl had dropped my book in the chat and saying that I do have copies and you can buy them online. You can get an ebook. And there's something I'm going to read to you from here. And this one I thought was a really good quote that I had picked for y'all. There we go. This is in the book for those of you that have it. It's number 58. This is a Cesar Chavez quote. You are never strong enough that you don't need help. I want you to hear and acknowledge the double negative in there. This is the actual quote. You are never strong enough that you don't need help. Cesar Chavez. So what I have here written in the book is this quote has a double negative. So the translation is all in caps. You are strong enough that you need help. Because some of us create a story in our mind about, seeking support. There's some level of weakness with that. So I am inviting you to untell that story. You were just in community with other people to share what you're working on and build a level of accountability with another person, with another human, someone that you may have met and someone that you may not have met, but being clear, because I love that. And even what I have here, I said, if you remember the song, with a little help from my friends, right? I get by with a little help from my friends. I have a hashtag. I'm a hashtag queen. And after my daughter passed and so many people were helping me, I created it as I get by, all caps, with a lot of help from my friends. I get by with a lot of help from my friends. So leaning in to community is going to be our salvation. We are a community of people that need people. And even in this space, always giving shout out to the Woo Nation that this space was created, and this session 581 came out of a need that Shawnee saw and filled a void, and it keeps growing and expanding and creating more. So we need each other. We ignite each other. We wake up each other. At that point in time, when I can't see myself, you know who can see me? Shawnee. And when Shawnee can't see herself, you know who can see her? Dionne. And if we can't see ourselves, then we can lean into Naja. You are strong enough that you need help. You are never strong enough that you don't need help. So I just need you to breathe that in and absorb that energy, because it's true. And one of the things, the books has a story. I didn't read through the whole story. So this is 58. So there's a whole section in what I talk about that quote, but the action that you place, and it comes with the journal that you'll see in a moment. What could you accomplish? Ask yourself, what could you accomplish if you asked for or hired help? Make a list and start asking or hiring. And I say asking because there are some things that I have had the financial ability to hire for, but the amount of things that friends have supported me with just by asking. And each one of you, I remind myself of this. I was out and reminding a young woman. She's not 30 yet. It was 3 of us that went out. So it was really beautiful to have this multi-generational group go out in support of a singer having a concert. So the 3 women, 3 business owners, were sitting down afterward when we went to eat. And the young woman was like, oh no, I'm not good at receiving help. We were like, oh no, you have to. You cannot grow if you don't have help. We had help. You need help. And it's like, so the sister, she wanted to pay for dinner. So another sister said she wanted to pay for the cab. She's like, no, I'll take a cab from there. And I'm like, girl, the answer is yes, thank you. You need help. I need help. We are a community. Whatever it is that you need to get done, you make a list and don't hold on. If you got 20 things on your list, you want to make it manageable. So you can take 5 things, and from those 5, prioritize what the top 3 are, and then see who you're going to help with 1 or 2, who you're going to ask help. So you break it down. You want a short list. I always want something you can reach out and grab, so it's a hand. If you got 5 things, break it down. Oh yeah, oh that's nice. Oh, I see you got gifts coming in from the audience. Jacqueline is giving gifts. So I do want to ask if you would pop in my contact information, and then I'm going to ask John Carl to bring up the slide. I'm not finishing. We are not done, but because I want some other shares, but I want you to see what you can type into the chat for the gifts that are here for you, because we did put some of them in there. And with my contact information, for those of you that want autographed copies of the book that are in the United States, I will mail it to you. Because this one, is this signed? Yeah, this one is signed. Yeah. So that's every day I've been mailing books out to people.
Which slide would you like me to start at, Dionne?
Oh, I was going to go backward to the Seaway IO and then move from there. And then we'll show them, but drop the contact information in the chat. Thank you for asking, Jean-Carl. Yay. So that one, if you have your phones handy with you, I forgot I did that QR code. You can grab your phone and pull it up there, and it'll take you to the link tree. Once you put the QR code on there, that link tree that's on the bottom, link tree at Dionne C. Mosanto, where when they share, in the chat, the information, it shows when I'm speaking, where I'm teaching, some past press things. There's a link for you to buy the book directly online from Facebook. But so that's if you can, that way you can save it on your phone, but Jean-Carl just dropped it in the chat. I am not good at answering the phone. Honest, I'm not. But if you text me, I will respond. So that is my number. I do respond to all the text messages. Calls, it might take me a little bit more. And I think it was Jem in Facebook had acknowledged that she has to figure out her work days. And in our group, Shamani says she has to figure out overworking. And that seemed to have come up with a few people. And it seems to be like a lot of us are all self-employed that are working on that. So what I will say to you is create accountability around that too, on your structure. What is your day off and what are your work hours? That is something that has been tremendously helpful, for me. And I think the next slide is the second page of the business card. Yes, I help women that are struggling with excess weight to release their physical, spiritual, and emotional weight and keep it off so they feel amazing in their bodies and powerful in their lives. So what's really important about this in terms of culmination and looking at this, there's no one thing. So the title, How I Lost 70 Pounds and Changed My Life, would make you think, it's not one thing. It's a list of things and community and being accountable. When I posted one of those pictures, as I do occasionally on Facebook or Instagram, one of my girlfriends that knew me then, because after, and I used to have a sister circle in my home. So as in the sister circle, while we were all there, at one point, she typed in there, she said, yeah, I remember you at that weight, because I remember when you had everybody at the house and sat them down and you looked at all of us and you said, don't ever let that happen to me again. So I made my community accountable, because when you know what, and all of you can raise hands and you can come off and do a hallelujah and say something. Everybody knows. You lose weight. People are like, ooh, Nigel, you lost weight. You look great. Teresa, you lost weight. Laura, you lost weight. You gain weight. Nobody says anything. Well, my grandmother did, but that's different. Love you, grandma. Mean it. And because she'd be like, oh, girl, you're fat. And the man gonna want you. Like, thanks, grandma. Anyhow, true statement. Hard candy is still sweet. My grandma, hard candy is still sweet. Had to remind myself. So it's sometimes important with weight loss and weight gain for you to check in with somebody. I do know people, again, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. I do know people that have lost weight because they didn't have the will to live. So you have to have a conversation with them like, oh, then it becomes, you lost weight. Did you mean to lose weight? Yes, I did. Okay, great. And it could be the flip. It's like, no, I didn't. I just don't have an appetite anymore. Or, and same thing with gaining weight. I really was not aware of what was happening in my body. I was so deep in my head and what was going on that I didn't see what had happened with my physical. So that's why the first part of this process is seeing yourself. I didn't see myself. I did not see myself. I just didn't. Only mirror I looked in was the one in the bathroom. When I got to work and I got to see my full body in the mirror, it was like, oh, when you walk out of the mirror and there's still some more butt in the mirror, it was like, oh, okay, I didn't know when it happened. And it took some years for it to happen. I didn't go from, 124 to 204 in 2 weeks. It took a while, and it took a while to work my way back. So there's a level of life and things that, you need to, I don't like the word need, that you can accomplish if you so choose, that will support you in a healthy manner. And it doesn't have to be deprivation. If there's something that you want to consume, you can make a choice. You know what? I'm going to eat that pizza. I'm just going to walk for an hour instead of 30 minutes. You know what? I'm going to go out for cocktails and I'm going to have French fries and a burger, and then I will eat less the day after, or I'll work out more. It's a choice. I'm going to pause for a moment and then ask probably for the offer slide. I think there were next couple of slides coming up, and I'll close out. I see lots in the chat. Is there something that you want to share? Because I can't see it all. Oh, it's a lot of Happy Mother's Day. And oh, Nigel said, thank you. Oh, I love that. Nigel, can we chat about that for a minute? Nigel said in the chat, yeah. Could you say what you said there?
So you spoke about Cesar Chavez's quote and your flipping of it, where you said you are strong enough that you need help. That is something that I, it's not easy for me to accept or even articulate that I need help. But anyway, as of late, I've been thinking, I really should pay someone to come in and do like my spring cleaning. I have a lot of windows in my house and they need to be cleaned. And growing up, my mother spring cleaned every spring and windows were part of that. And I'm just like, it's a lot of work and I just don't have time. So I've been saying I'm going to hire someone. And it turns out it's not that expensive and I can afford it, but I have not scheduled it yet because I do have some guilt about hiring someone to, to do something that I'm fully able to do. I'm capable, I'm physically able to do, and I'm like, why would I do this? I am physically able to do this for myself. I shouldn't be hiring someone. But then, the other side of me is like, but you have the money and it would give you time. So it's just something that has not come easy to me. I think I'm convinced that I am going to hire this person, but I still haven't scheduled it.
Okay. So I'm going to start with the end and go back, because I thank you for bringing that up, for typing it in the chat, and it caught my eye. It is so important for us to receive help and to model that behavior. So for those of you that have read the book, I hired a book coach to make me accountable because I didn't make the time. I love when I can afford having somebody come in and clean the house. I'm like, ooh, I should do that about the windows. Like, this inspires me to make more money. I was like, oh, I can hire somebody to do that. I guess I need to make some more money so I can hire somebody to do that. Something that I will offer for you, Nija, is thinking about your zone of genius. Where does your magic, for all of us on Facebook, on Zoom, each of us have a zone of genius in something that you're magic at. Like, we know, all of us know about the magic that Jean-Claude creates with his art. So there are certain things that we're all really good at. And you know what your zone of genius is. I bet it's not cleaning windows. I bet it's not. Yes, you can clean windows, but you know what? There's somebody else that can do it better, that can do it faster. So you can focus on your zone of genius and allow yourself the joy. That will give you the time to go for a walk. So the flip and the balance that I give to myself, and I haven't done it in a while, but when I was in corporate America, I remember that guilt. And I was like, I have 3 kids, a tenant, and a full-time job. So I was thankful that I had the money and would have hired somebody to clean like once a month, so I could spend more time with the kids. It's like, and then of course we did clean together because they had to learn how to do all that stuff. But in terms of quality of time, pick something you want to do. Everybody that can hear my voice, pick something that you want to do that takes a lot of time and have somebody do it with you, or outsource it. Let somebody else do it. And that gives you the time to do that other thing you want to work on. Does that feel okay?
Yes.
Okay. And now, in terms of scheduling, when are you going to schedule this for?
I'll I don't know.
I need a date. So, because you could pick, okay, I'll give you an option. Can you schedule, today is Sunday. Can you find the place and make the appointment by Wednesday?
I can commit to that.
Okay, so you'll make the appointment by Wednesday and they will come this month in May.
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Yes.
How will I know when you've scheduled that appointment?
I'll text you.
Okay, thank you. I'm looking for my text message on Wednesday. Thank you for your vulnerability. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you. So for everybody, there's so many things you can get help with. There's magic in asking for help. And here's something that I will say, whether you're asking for help from a friend or hiring help, if you can afford to, it's a gift for that other person. When I brought somebody else in to clean, like this couple, it's a husband and wife couple that cleans together. And this is something that I've done this year. How thankful they are to me for them coming in, and I thought their rates were ridiculous and gave them more. But they're so gracious, they're so sweet, they want to be helpful, they feel good that I appreciate them and refer them to other people. I don't know if they do Windows Girl, or I'd give you their numbers. But that level of thing, genius. But go ahead, Adam. I saw you raise your hand. I would love to hear your voice.
Good morning, Dionne. Good morning, Woo Nation. I just want to say happy Mother's Day to everyone, and you're appreciated. This quote by Cesar Chavez stuck to me because we as a community sometimes can think that individualism can be a sense of pride, but deep down it's really not, because it's unsustainable. Dang, I can't even say that word right. But individualism can be very oppressive, because when you think about nations all over the world that is developed, those nations that has developed were able to get the help from other people, and we don't understand that sometimes. So when you think about building a nation and building a tribe or what have you, you need that help from other people so it can be strong. And also it's about protection of ourselves and other people. So that's what I got out of that quote. And that's what I wanted to bring into the space. And I'm complete.
Thank you so much for that, Adam. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I just saw the time. So with your permission, family, I will continue a little bit more, maybe 10 minutes. Is that good for everybody? 10, 15 minutes and we'll close out? Okay. So hopefully you've taken some notes, this will be, and you can come back and listen again. But some things that you saw us model in this space that I want to call out to you, because you may not have noticed them. But there are a few things that you can always come back to. I'm going to mention them, and then we'll bring up the slide and looking at what that was and the 7 steps. So for me, it was a challenge. I had a coach and she looked at me and she says, I don't think you're a solopreneur. I don't think you're an entrepreneur. You have a partner. And I'm like, I do. This woman has never met me. And she was like, I think your daughter is your partner. I was like, oh, girl, you're right. She is. She's not my partner. She's my boss. I work for her. And she goes, how did you lose the weight? What is it that you did? And that's how I created the 7 steps. She goes, how many steps would it be? And I thought about it. She's like, I don't know, 5 to 7. She goes, if it was 7 steps, and literally in less than an hour, I was able to come up with that on the phone. And she was like, I have never seen anybody do that, because it was just a matter of reflecting. So that list, Seaway.io, see yourself, inner child work, wins, wines, embody, empower, acceptance, awareness, you, and omnipotent ownership came up in one coaching call. And then the curriculum was written. And then I tested it on a podcast. And this woman said to me, that sounds like a lot. That sounds like 6 months worth of work. I was like, you're exactly right. She goes, we couldn't cover everything. I said it, yeah, because it's just the tip of the iceberg. So for any of you, if what I'm saying resonates with you, you have options, because I always want to feel like what we're offering, you have ways that you can access what we're offering that don't cost you anything, because I do understand not everybody can hire a person. So the book is something that you can get from $10 to $20 or $27. And then there are free offerings that I have. And then one thing that I didn't mention, so you can go on to the next slide. Thank you for bringing that up, Jean-Carl. Admin team is so dope.
Next slide. You want me to follow this order again, or would you like to bring up this author?
I was gonna, I'm gonna show it when it comes down, then I'm gonna show it to them really quick.
Next slide, like this.
Yeah, so you saw the business card that you can scan, and then the next one, because I think we wrap up, because I believe I had a thank you, I can't remember. Or that might have been it. Oh yeah, yay, this is it, thank you. So right here, right now, if you go to Joyous Ocean, so the special offer for you beautiful people is I will do complimentary discovery sessions. And I'm asking that if you set up a discovery session, of course, it's something that I said resonated with you and it is complimentary. And how I will know that you got it, because when you go there, that's on my website, joyousocean.com, chat with Dionne, you'll schedule an appointment. So when I go off Zoom, I will see who scheduled the appointments, and it'll be just that simple for it to come up. You might have to copy and, copy and paste it. And let's see. And then I put it in there a couple of times, the self-care bingo board. That's something everybody can have. What I will say to you, if you don't confirm your email address, you won't get it. The bingo board is a phenomenal way for you to check in on yourself to see, how am I doing on self-care? Because if you can't get bingo in a week, that might mean you're not doing so well. And everybody knows how to play bingo. You're going to get, numbers across or down. So I generally put a penny on it, and it's helpful. The journal is the free part that comes along with the book. So some of you may already have the book and not realize that there's a journal that comes along with it. And you can download the journal, you can write the journal, I know some people have printed it. I have not printed it myself, but those are things. Everybody can have the self-care bingo board. Everybody can have the journal. And if you want to go back and buy the book, you can. You can buy it online. You can email me for an autographed copy. So when we get off, then I'll follow up and confirm. But I will ask, when you get that calendar invite, to make sure you put it on your calendar and you show up. Because each of the coaches here, not just me, we want to give to our community and pour into you. So it's really important that you pick a time that works for you or you reschedule, but I will confirm via email. And then before we go on, and I know you said the book, I can type it in the chat, or we talked about it when you were in your breakout rooms. The book that I love using for people is called, or rather I use with clients, is Constant Craving. It's a Doreen Virtue book, Constant Craving. They have many different titles. So if you look online and you don't see this title, that's fine. But it's what your food cravings mean and how to overcome them. So similar to the Louise Hay book, Heal Your Body, Heal Your Life, Doreen Virtue has written about, what the foods are, what you're craving. And what we did was look up, chocolate. There's a whole cravings chart that's like the last, 40 pages of the book, where when you're looking things up, you'll be able to see if you crave salty foods, if you crave sweet foods, if you crave bread, chicken, whatever it is, you can look it up and get a feeling for it. And I love that they have an affirmation. So I don't know if it's a craving, but I like coffee. So just with me, I'll tell you, it says for coffee, the probable meaning is that you're feeling drained and want the desire to keep going. And the affirmation is, I take a moment to examine my life and I listen for direction about any needed changes. It is safe to start over. I love me an affirmation. Like, that just felt good to my soul reading it. So this is now I have not read the book cover to cover. I'm a person that loves to look at things, hold it to my heart, and see what spirit has for me and open it and read it. And I definitely offer that that's what, a good way to read the 101 Ways to Live Life in Joy as well. So with that, I look forward to hearing from you, from working with you, and you'll get automatic confirmation, and I will make sure I let you know today who the 9 people are. It was a blessed day for me to be here with you. Again, acknowledging all the mothers in this space, mothers whose mothers are alive, mothers who are not alive, grandmothers, mothers that have lost their children. Happy, blessed day of mothers. Happy Mother's Day for you. There is my contact information, my cell phone number, how to find me on Facebook, how to find me on Instagram, and then, my email address and the website. There is a Joyous Ocean website, but I like you using the link tree because you have access to when I'm teaching yoga and other press appearances and things that I've done. And then the love offerings, my own natural energy yield. So you can send love offerings via Zelle or QuickPay to Spirit of a Woman. So SOW Leadership Development at Gmail. You can take a picture of this screen or you can use Cash App, but make sure you put in the code number 581DM. And maybe you just want to do monthly automated offerings and not think about it. So you can go to any one of these bit.lys, whether it's $25, $50, or $75 a month, $100 a month, you are doing Woo Love. The bit.ly is Woo Love 25, Woo Love 50, Woo Love 75, Woo Love 100. Go for it, give from your art, it will come back to you. Our beautiful, blessed, wonderful Zakia Z Talib Bey is tomorrow, Imagine a World Part 1. So please join us for that tomorrow. And then on Tuesday, Sensual Self-Knowledge is facilitated by Portia Brown.
And from here, I will support. Thank you so much, Dionne. I'd like now to welcome our newcomers to the Woo Nation. If you are new, please let us know. Post it in the chat, whether you're here on Zoom or on Facebook. Just let us know you're new and that you've decided, you've chosen to learn, elevate, and ascend, because that's what this community is about. So welcome and thank you for being here with us. This is our schedule. We're here 5 days a week. We're doing these live workshops for 90 minutes on Sunday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. That's from 7 a.m. to 7:30 to 8:30 a.m. And then on Mondays and Wednesdays, we're live from 7 to 7:30. We're always streaming on Facebook. And if you want to get your alerts so you never miss a session, you can text Woo Nation to the number 74121. Again, Woo Nation to 74121. And then our swag. That's where you can get your mugs, t-shirts, tote bags. Visit our swag store today at bit.ly/Woo Swag. And thank you one more time. These are a few more ways you can stay in touch. You can register at bit.ly/Wake Up Movement. You can find us on Facebook, bit.ly/Woo Community. That's for our private group. And then for our public group, bit.ly/Woo Nation. We're on Instagram at Wake Up Everybody Virtual. On YouTube, bit.ly/Woo on YouTube. And again, you can email us, info.wakeupseries@gmail.com. Thank you so much, community. And again, happy Mother's Day to all you beautiful women. This is where our beautiful mothers, this is where we bless Dionne and welcome her to our love shower. Unmute.
Thank you,
and
Dionne.
Thank
Love
you.
you, love you,
It's a great
love you. Thank you
presentation.
so much.
So
Happy
much.
Mother's
Happy
Day, everyone. All the mothers,
Thank
mothers
you.
like a
Thank
mother's
you.
grandmother.
Thank you. Happy Mother's Day.
God, mothers.
Beautiful
Mother's Day,
mother.
everyone.
God bless
Thank
you.
you.
Happy Mother's Day.
Let's move
Keep
forward,
your head
everybody.
up.
Mother's
Great
Day.
day.
Happy
Thank you
Mother's
so
Day
much.
gift. Thank you for the
Stay
gift.
blessed.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for your presentation.
Let's move forward, everybody.
Thank you.
Happy
Thank
Mother's
you
Day
Thank
to
so
all
you
the
much.
for
beautiful
sharing your
mothers.
gift. Thank
Have a great
you.
day. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for sharing your gift with us.
You're
Thank you.
amazing. You're amazing.
Thank you.